said you've been hurt one too many times before. Ended up staring in the bathroom mirror, crying on your bedroom floor. Baby, you can take my word, you haven't gotta hurt no more. Things about to get much better. I wanna make this forever.
Welcome to the vlog, y'all. Today is Saturday morning, May 20th, and this is just gonna be a day in my life vlog, but there is a lot I want to chat about. I want to chat about how I'm doing emotionally since that last gastroenterologist told me he couldn't help me. I want to chat about where we are with figuring out the cardiology piece, which is the same place we were when I last talked to you because we haven't gotten the test results back from the Holter monitor, so that's that update. Also just some personal life updates, like just things that have been going on in our personal life that I haven't talked about on the vlog, which is part of why there's been less vlogs lately, just everything like that. So let's get into it. Lately, every single morning, I have been starting my mornings with salt water. Salt water is the only water that I drink now. Like if I'm drinking water, it is going to be salt water. And these little electrolyte drinks have a lot of salt. They have 1,000 milligrams of salt in each packet. I had Robert, my husband, try these and he was like, oh my gosh, that is so salty. How do you handle that? But to me, it doesn't taste salty. And drinking the salt is helping me a ton. My intestinal motility has been beautiful since I started drinking the salt. I actually can't believe it. I've been regular, which never happens for me. And additionally, I've had less headaches and just have felt a little better overall. So I'm gonna keep drinking the salt water probably forever. I don't know. But I drink 3 to 4 packets of these salt packets a day, which is 3,000 to 4,000 milligrams of sodium just in my water, which is crazy that I need that much, but apparently I do. I forgot to mention, the main reason why I am vlogging today is because Robert is not going to be here today. He left well before I woke up, and he might be back when I'm going to sleep, honestly. He is hanging out with a friend at a theme park. They're going to ride a bunch of roller coasters, and I don't ride roller coasters. So yeah, I'm here by myself all day, and I don't like being alone. It's just one day at my apartment. Don't like being alone, so I'm gonna vlog. I know it sounds so lame, and I know all the wellness influencers are like, don't watch TV first thing in the morning, don't look at screens, like do yoga, walk outside. But I really just want to watch TV, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm not a wellness influencer. I'm not even an influencer at all. I'm just me. I don't watch much regular TV, I mostly watch YouTube. And I'm caught between watching a YouTuber who's English, who lives in Japan, and a cooking YouTuber. And the cooking YouTuber makes like Julia Child recipes, and they're super fun. And the YouTuber who lives in Japan makes videos about like what to do in Japan and his little adventures. And Robert and I actually just bought tickets to go to, why am I like blanking on this now? To go to Japan in August for 2 whole weeks. And I'm really excited. I'm hoping that I'll be able to walk as much as we need to walk in Japan, but Robert and I have been walking every single day, so hopefully that can build some endurance. I don't know, but I'm really freaking excited to go to Japan in August. The food's gonna be so good. I am gonna eat it. Regardless of my symptoms, I'm going to eat, and I think we'll be walking almost all day most of the time, so that should help with my digestion and being able to eat. I think that's the reason why I tend to do better when we're on vacation, is because we're walking the entire day, miles and miles and miles, as opposed to in my normal life where I'm mostly sitting, working or relaxing or something like that. But anyway, yeah, I think I'm gonna watch the Japan videos.
In hindsight, there are a lot of things I know now that I would have...
21 things to do when you arrive in Japan.
So today, I've taken 5 years of experience in the field and compiled it into this list of...
I always do this to myself. I never understand why these remotes are dead when I go in the morning, because we only use them for like an hour or 2 at night to watch TV. And then I wake up and I'm like, it's not gonna be dead. And then it is, and I forgot to get the charged one, and now I have the charged one. Maybe Robert plays video games at night while I'm asleep, and then I wake up and I'm learning his secrets, perhaps. Ooh. I'm not like one of the people that like aesthetically reads a book on the weekends. Like I mostly do chores, or I see my family, or I watch TV, or I edit a vlog. I don't really read books that much. I should, but I don't. I'm not very aesthetic.
It's easy to arrive in Japan and feel somewhat spoiled for choice on where to start.
So I am not at all finished with my water, but I just got hit by this intense, like I need to eat right now kind of hunger. So I'm having a Voyager organic protein shake, and these are are really, really good. I feel like I'm forever telling you guys that I have a new favorite protein shake. The reason for that is because I will at some point have thrown up any given protein shake so many times that I lose my taste for it. And I have not yet thrown these up at all. So these are my new favorite protein shake for the time being. But these are so creamy, so delightfully mild in taste, which is what I need, especially on a day where my nausea is high or my pain is high. The past couple of days, my nausea has been really high, but this morning it's not. So I'm super happy about that. And my salt water didn't make me sick, although my salt water has a way less likelihood of making me sick than regular water. So that's awesome. And the other reason why I love these is they're pretty high in calories. They have 300 calories and they're sweetened with dates. There is not at all any sugar in these, no added sugar at all. And any other protein shake that I've had, there has been a good amount of added sugar in it. The Aloha shakes were pretty low. They only had 5 grams of added sugar, and the Kate Farm shakes had a lot of sugar. The Kate Farm shakes had 20 grams of sugar in them. So I'm starting to find out things that were in the Kate Farm shakes that may have been making me sick, like the insane amount of sugar, and also the fiber that was in the Kate Farm shakes was not fiber that went with the ingredients. It was like added fiber, and a lot of times added fiber can irritate the gut and the stomach and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I was so convinced that I handled the Kate Farm shakes super, super well because they were liquid and they felt mentally easier to get myself to eat. And I heard all these good things about Kate Farm shakes. And if you use Kate Farm shakes and they work for you, I'm not trying to say anything bad about them at all. It's just I've noticed that eating sugar, especially added sugars, can really make my nausea worse. I have noticed that a lot lately. Yeah, so I'm just trying to keep my sugars low, which definitely helps with my nausea. And as I'm saying this, I have a few sips into this and my nausea is hitting. So I'm gonna take a break from this because I was really hungry and now I've drank a few sips of this and I'm nauseous. Like, no food is perfect. I get symptoms from literally everything that I eat. Nothing is going to cure me. The nausea's hitting and now it's just struggling. This is why I don't think that doing a fully liquid diet is a good idea, because sometimes liquids can make me way sicker because it's like the calories just kind of get dumped into my stomach, and my stomach, without having to chew, my stomach isn't always prepared for it. And this was like just way too many calories and fats and stuff just dumped into my stomach. And now my body is freaking out and my nausea is just so bad. I need to move this shake away because like looking at this shake right now, I'm just gonna put the camera down. I also have a sense, given what just happened there, that today is gonna be a day where I don't eat an amount of calories that I really feel comfortable showing you guys. I don't feel really comfortable showing what I'm eating when I know that it's not sufficient calories, because I don't want anyone to think that it is okay to undereat. It's just because of my condition, I end up undereating a lot and I feel bad about it, and my weight is lower than it should be because of it, but it's just the way my condition is. But I also don't want to be showing that too much on the internet. I don't want to be influencing anyone in that way that they should be undereating, because you definitely shouldn't be. And I push myself to as much as possible. I push myself so hard. And actually, I have not been losing weight for the past couple of months, which is awesome. There have been a lot of good days in April and that I showed somewhat on camera, but not fully. And there were a lot of days in April where I was able to eat a lot, and that definitely helped level out my weight. And so I'm back up to like 110, 109. It's more 109, but I've still gained a couple of pounds. So that's good. It was really scary when my weight was just like straight dropping down. But now that my weight is stabled out, that's really, really good. And I think my metabolism adjusted to what the amount of calories that I eat, because your metabolism adjusts. So that's another reason why undereating is not good, because it just ends up it's just not a good idea. But it is what it is. Yeah, my mind is going, and yeah, so I'll talk to you guys later when I feel better. It's really tricky when I have a nausea flare, but I also know that a few minutes before I was really hungry and that my body needs food. And like I said, I don't think undereating is good. I really try not to undereat, and it's really tough because of coming from the background that I have. It was shoved down my throat, the dangers of undereating. That was ingrained into me. Like, I know the damage it does to the metabolism. I know the damage it does to the digestive system. Like, undereating makes motility issues worse. The nausea is... I really want to like film these thoughts, and the nausea is just getting in the way of everything. It's really hard for me to make regular vlogs because I never know what's happening with my symptoms. Okay, get my thoughts together, come on. You know, I know that undereating can cause brain fog, undereating can cause just muscle deterioration, undereating can cause all these problems. And so I really value the importance of eating enough and fueling your body. That's really, really important to me. And then to have this condition where, this is really gross. My body is like rejecting this right now. I feel so sick. And I'm just holding this vomit in my hand, which is so gross. I don't know what to do because if I move, it's gonna... This is not what I thought this video was gonna be. So as I was saying, I think that's part of why I panicked so early on into having problems with eating, whereas people thought I might have been overreacting. And it's because any type of undereating is very upsetting to me and disturbing to me because I know the damage it does long-term to the body. And I was at a healthy weight prior to these symptoms starting. I have so many thoughts, but I feel so sick. I need to just let this go and I need to talk about this later with you guys. But I don't know if I'm gonna feel better. Like, this might be the day. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I do know what's going on. It's just after talking about how I wasn't gonna throw up these shakes, here I go. And it's probably gonna happen again, so I really need to stop vlogging. But I like wanted to make like a fun little day in the life vlog, and I just never know when I'm gonna have a bad day. And I'm trying to think of it like as a bad day. I try to think of it as just a flare and maybe I'll feel better in the afternoon. Like yesterday I was in intense pain all morning, but then in the evening I felt a little bit better. I think I'm gonna puke again. So I need to turn the camera off and I just need to just get it together. Y'all are gonna think that I'm crazy, but I decided to finish drinking this so that I can just feel like I've eaten food and I can just stop thinking that I need to eat food. Just feel like I've accomplished something nourishing my body wise, I guess. Here we go. I drank some more before I filmed this because I was like, I just feel so frustrated when I know that I need food and I can't eat it. And I have to force feed myself so much. Because if I don't, like, then it's just not good. So I finished this. Now I can just not think about feeling like I have to eat for a while. I feel very accomplished. Also, the taste of these to me is already going downhill, which sucks. I was tolerating them super well until this moment. In a very predictable turn of events, since finishing that entire shake, my nausea is way worse. And I've upgraded to the big blanket. This is a time when I used to take Zofran, but I have pretty much stopped taking Zofran completely because, let's not puke on camera again, y'all, because Zofran makes my constipation really bad and I don't want anything to make my intestines slower. If I take a Zofran, basically it's me deciding like, I don't want to poop for the next 2 or 3 days. That's literally what it is. And I don't want that life because then I'll feel sicker. So just gonna ride it out. Like the plant-based diet and the salt water together have made it so that I've not been constipated in a couple of weeks, which is amazing, which I thought would never happen. And it's awesome and it might not last, but right now that is helping me a ton. Gonna watch TV. This is so frustrating though because I had so much stuff I wanted to do today and I don't know if I'm gonna get any of it done now. I really, really don't feel good. I just like feel like I need to be perfectly still, which is really annoying. Like my whole body just feels like it's just, I don't feel good. And I do not have a fear of throwing up at all. So it's times like these where I wish that I could just throw up everything in my stomach and kind of start over with eating for the day and maybe eat something else or just whatever, because my blood sugar is low and like I feel weak and I feel like I need food, but I'm so nauseous and I feel so sick. So I just feel really, really weak right now. But a lot of times when I throw up, it'll be smaller amounts like what you saw because my stomach is trying to hold on to every little thing, but it prolongs the nausea and it prolongs the vomiting episodes. And I wish that I would have just get it all out and start over and be able to eat again. But unfortunately, I just, there are times where my stomach totally empties, but it's more often that I have these smaller vomiting episodes and these long, long periods of nausea, which is not a fun time. This vlog is not going to plan. I thought I was gonna film myself like cleaning the apartment and going for a walk and doing all these cute little things. Going for a walk probably would help, but at the same time, I feel really weak. So I don't know. This is the worst day that I've had in a while. Whenever I have a bunch of good days in a row, I convince myself that I'm not that sick. Like, I don't know why I do it, but I do it, and maybe it's blind hope, but then I have these really bad days and I'm like, oh my gosh, I am really sick. Oh no. Ugh.
I found that photo in the sofa, and it's from way back in '01. So I guess there's much I never told you, like who I am, who I love, where I've been and where I came from. Grew up on 913 of Blue Rock. Memories of 6 kids running around those halls. Then out in the California sunshine, we wore no shoes through alley-oops and shattered windows throwing baseballs. Mom packed me a brown bag every day, from 5 years old up to 18. A note that said I love you XO, and all my friends, they're begging me, making bids on Mom's fresh cookies. And I quit playing ball at age 15, traded my new bat for an old guitar. It broke Dad's heart, but he still loved me, and he was there at every show. No more jersey, just tuxedos.
Alrighty, it is 6:57, so it is a lot of hours later, but I'm feeling so much better, so much better, and I've gotten a lot done. So once the nausea passed enough for me to move around and do things, I deep cleaned the apartment. The only thing that I didn't do was the floors, which I will be doing tomorrow, which obviously won't make it into this vlog, but having the apartment deep cleaned just makes everything feel so much better. It makes me feel so much better. I just love having a clean space, and it is so hard to have time to deep clean the apartment during the week. So the weekends, I always deep clean on the weekends, wipe down all the surfaces, did all the dishes, did several loads of laundry, and there's still more laundry left to do because I'm washing our placemats and our duvet cover. And additionally, the one part that I didn't film, but what actually took the longest part of the cleaning, was I deep cleaned both of our bathrooms, sinks, toilets, everything, organized all of our stuff in the bathroom. And deep cleaning the bathrooms always takes me forever, and there are so many steps because of my OCD. So I have to use gloves and change my gloves a bunch of times and all these different sanitizing products, and cleaning the bathrooms is a big undertaking for me. I'm glad I got it done. The bathrooms feel really great being clean, and I just didn't film it because that would have just been really hard to do my routine how I wanted to and film. But anyway, apartment is clean. So I've decided upon what I'm going to eat for dinner, and even though today's been rough, I really want a nutrient-rich, filling dinner, and so I'm going to make that for myself. And what's something that I've been trying to do is not to let a bad period of symptoms in a day define the whole day. So like today's been rough with symptoms. I've had to capitulate to that with my food choices, but we're getting into the evening. I'm feeling a bit better. I'm not nauseous right now. I'm craving something nutrient rich, something, I hate to say healthy, but like filling. It's gonna nourish me, and that's gonna help my intestines so I can hopefully poop in the morning. So let me show you what I'm eating. So I've decided that I'm gonna make a little dinner bowl. Just most of my savory meals are like this lately, where I just combine some of these foods. So I'm gonna microwave these lentils. Also, something else that's important about the way I've been eating lately, all of my foods are basically pre-prepared, which is really helpful when I feel sick almost all day. I cannot keep doing these diets or these ways of eating where it involves a ton of work, because I just don't have the energy, especially when I'm trying to prioritize other things in my life. Like I'm trying to prioritize my marriage more and like spend more time with Robert, do more things like out in the world with him, just prioritize my marriage more and prioritize my time with my family more. Like my parents, my sisters. One of my sisters recently got engaged. My cousin recently got married. We went to my cousin's wedding a couple weeks ago. I didn't discuss that at all on social media, but my cousin got married. We drove up for that, and that was almost all the way in New York. We did that in a single weekend, so that was a lot. So there's been a lot going on personally that I've been trying to focus on. So I don't have time to make a pot of bone broth soup every weekend. I just don't, especially if I want to deep clean the apartment every weekend, which I like to do. I like the apartment to be clean. When the apartment is not clean, it drives me freaking crazy, and I need to flip the laundry over. But anyway, I'm microwave these lentils, guacamole, and then we're gonna add some beets. And so I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. But just thinking other thoughts that I was wanting to say while I'm talking, and before I eat, because once I eat, I might get sick, so I kind of want to get all my thoughts out. Something else personally that was going on that I didn't talk about on the vlog at all, but I did on my Instagram. So if you want more personal updates from me that are kind of in the moment, follow my Instagram. I like never plug it on here because I suck at plugging myself, but just like follow me on Instagram because I post like stuff every day. I'm probably too whiny on there, honestly, but I post stuff like every day. But anyway, so Robert and I, for like the whole month of March, we were house hunting. And so every weekend we were looking at houses, and every weekend we were just like out and about doing stuff for the house hunt. And at night we were looking at houses. We were just so busy with the house hunt. And so that was also a lot of effort going on. And then I need to eat some dinner and then talk about my job thing. But stuff with my job recently changed for the better. I need to talk about that as well. But let me make this dinner and then we can have a little chat. I like this little day in the life kind of vibe. I need to do more of these videos. Let me know what you think of it if you like it. Let me make this dinner because I am getting hungry. It's 8 p.m. Unfortunately, sometimes I do eat really late because of bad symptoms. So sometimes if I'm having a flare, I will just eat super late. And on weekdays when I work, my largest meal is always lunch. So normally, like I'll have my vegetables at lunch and I'll have a larger portion at lunch. And then normally at dinner, I'll have a smaller portion. But given how today is gone, we're having our large meal for dinner and it just happens to be late at night. Everyone says you shouldn't eat late at night for gut health, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm just trying to eat as much as I can every day so that I don't lose any more weight or anything like that. And so whenever I'm able to eat, I just eat, whether that is whatever time it is. Whenever I feel as though I can eat, I eat, unless it is super close to bedtime, like 10 p.m. that that I'm not going to eat. But if it's the time that it is, then yeah, I'll eat something. Plus I get home from work super late, which I'll go into as soon as I do this. I need to focus on making the dinner. Oh my gosh, let's focus. This will take like 10 minutes to make, and then I can just get back into this freaking conversation. All right, so this looks menacing because there's a knife sticking out of my bowl because I want to be able to cut the beets as I eat them. But I have my little bowl of, I don't know if you can see, of lentils and beets and guac. It is a large portion, but I've only had small volume foods today and I'm feeling like eating it. So we're gonna eat it and hope for the best. Getting that nutrition in, and this is great for my intestines and gut health. This whole bowl, great for it. And so yeah, happy about that. Before I get into that, what was I talking about? I was talking about the house hunt. We decided not to buy a house. We renewed our lease on this apartment for another year. Houses where we were looking are just really freaking expensive. Houses currently everywhere are really expensive, but houses in Durham and Chapel Hill are just insanely expensive, and anything decent in a good location, totally out of our price range. So decided not to buy a house. That takes a lot of the stress off. So that's good. There was something else that I said I was going to talk about. Well, I'm gonna have to go back and watch the old footage, and then I'll know what I was gonna talk about. So apparently I was going to talk about my job. So basically for 4 years, I used to work at Enterprise. I just like this shirt, so I'm wearing this shirt. It looks like I'm an Enterprise fangirl, but I got the shirt from Enterprise for like a thing that I did, and I like the way it fits, and so I'm wearing it. But yeah, for 4 years I worked at Enterprise, and I quit that job almost a year ago now, believe it or not, in July. Then I got this new job, which I started August 1st at an engineering company, and I get to actually use my English degree at this new job. So I do all their billing, collections, customer relations, all the proposals that we write. I handle all of our contracts. I handle all of our files online. I do a lot of stuff. I've learned a lot of things at this job, and I like this job a lot. It's very chill. It's very different from Enterprise. I have my own office, and I just work in my own office all day, and it's very chill. I miss my friends at Enterprise. It's a very different vibe from Enterprise working in this new job, but it's a good vibe. I like it, and everyone that I work with is super awesome and super nice. And it's also very different working with introverted engineers as opposed to at Enterprise, where I worked with a bunch of hyped up extroverts, and it was intense and there was a lot of pressure that is no longer on me at this new job. There are deadlines and stuff obviously, but it's just totally different environment, and it's way better for me mentally. So yeah, I've had this new job, and when I initially went from Enterprise to the new job felt like so much less on me, and because of a lot of reasons. So when I first started the job, I was in training, so I had a lot less going on in my schedule, a lot more downtime, which now that I'm fully trained and I've taken on a lot of responsibilities, all my days, my whole 40 hours of the week are packed. So it's different from when I first started, where I was just training and things were a lot chiller, to now my schedule is fully packed and I have a lot going on every day, which I way prefer it to be packed. I way prefer it now where I'm contributing to the company way more and everyone just sees the big difference that my work is making. I love that. I love being fully trained. It's awesome. But it's just different from when I first started. And I'm trying to explain why the vlogs have slowed down and why I've been more burnt out. And so my work intensified, which I like and I'm happy about. And that's what it's supposed to do. I've grown in the role, right? But the other thing is that at Enterprise, I worked 50 hours a week. Like I was clocked in 50 hours a week. Whereas at this new job, I'm only clocked in 40 hours a week. So when I initially went from 50 hours a week to 40 hours a week, I was like, oh my gosh, I am working so much less. This is amazing. And the other thing was at Enterprise, I worked every other weekend. So on weeks that I worked, I did get a half day during the week, but working every other weekend was a lot. And it meant that I had to wait a lot of the time to get 2 days off in a row, and not having 2 full days off in a row was wearing on me. So there were just so many reasons why going from Enterprise to the new job felt like a big load off me in terms of burnout and stress. But then work at the new job intensified and my health started to get worse and I started to feel burnt out. And so I had a review in April with my supervisor, and it was actually her suggestion that I should go to 4 10-hour days. But I couldn't really start that until May, so this month. And also we decided that instead of doing 4 days in a row of working, like that was not gonna help my burnout because I'm now working 10-hour days and my commute to my new job is long, which is fine. Like I listen to podcasts pass, it's all good. But on the way to work, it's about 30 to 40 minutes. On the way home, it's normally about an hour with traffic. Sometimes it can be less than that, like 40 minutes or 50, but it just depends on traffic. So I usually leave the house at 6, don't get home until 6:30 on days that I work. So that was why we decided that I should have Wednesdays off. And having Wednesdays off, I've only been doing it for 2 weeks now, but it has been amazing. I have been able to rest more. I've been able to get a break from work midweek, which actually really helps my performance at work because I come back on Thursday totally refreshed and it's super awesome. And I actually get more done at work having the longer days because I don't feel stressed about the time. I know that I just have this huge chunk of time to get stuff done, and so I can get way more done, which is awesome. So it has helped my productivity at work, and it's also just helped me not feel as burnt out. Now, for the past couple of weeks, I've had doctor's appointments every single day that I've had off. And next week I have a doctor's appointment on Wednesday. I'm getting my some sort of cardio test. And that'll be another vlog. That'll be in a different vlog. But yeah, so that's just been like, work is part of why there have been less vlogs, because my energy is limited to an extent, my time is limited, and I was trying to manage my symptoms, manage a house hunt, manage ramping up time that I spend with family and friends, ramping up, prioritizing my marriage, and all of that was happening. And it was just like, I can't make a vlog every week. I just can't. It just doesn't fit into what I was doing. So now that I have the 3 days off, and we've also done a lot of deep cleaning on the apartment recently. And so like the apartment is starting to feel more clean consistently, because like there were some weekends where we were so busy and I was still working, 5 days a week, that the apartment didn't get deep cleaned as much as makes me feel comfortable to like live in it and feel like my space is clean. So I've been able to clean more, and it's just been really good. So that's another thing I wanted to say, is that my work schedule has changed for the better in terms of my mental health, my physical health, my time management, and also for my work performance. So it all has kind of come together, but I didn't start that until a couple weeks ago. I think that's all the updates that I have. I probably should end the vlog at this point. Thank you for watching. If you want more day in the lifestyle vlogs, just let me know. I can make more of these videos. I only work 4 days a week now, so there'll be more days where I can do these day in the life vlogs. I can even do it on weekdays. Robert should be home in a few hours, so I might stay up to see him, I might not. Depends. I'm gonna eat this dinner super slowly, try to be mindful while I eat it. But thank you for watching. If you're still watching, thank you for being with me for all these updates. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all in the next vlog. The next vlog will be the grocery explanation haul. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I'll be in the same outfit.